A recent poll was 61% of Americans saying they felt like they were living paycheck to paycheck. Here's advice to the ones that still want to find a way of homeownership. Hey, welcome to the Hatch Homes Monday Market Update. This week you have Johnny and Michelle. We wanted to talk about a recent poll we read. We read a poll that said 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And we know and we understand and can all feel that times are tough. And so we also know that not all of those people own a home, and probably a good majority of them would like to if they don't. And so what we did is we all reached out to preferred lenders that we work with here locally and asked them for bits of advice that they may give to people who feel like they're in that situation but want to get to the point of homeownership.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking to a professional is honestly one of the best things you can do, right? Whether it be a financial advisor, a lender, your realtor, your counselor, whoever, figuring out, where you're at, because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So a professional lender, for instance, will show you what is available to you, and they'll create a clear plan with you and break down your expenses, because that's the other aspect of it, is really knowing what your expenses are.
Knowing what your expenses are, having awareness and clarity around like where all your money is going, and have awareness of choosing, like, do you want your money to go to that? I've seen reels of realtors talking about like, oh, you have no need to give up the Starbucks a day because after a year it's still not enough for a down payment anyway. And I don't really feel like that's the point. I think the point is more so like, what are your habits? Do you have habits of spending like that all over the place? Do you have, that you're just kind of subconsciously doing and not doing? We all have habits and we all have spending habits. And so I think gaining control and clarity on that can help
That's
get you
huge.
where you want to go.
It's so huge. Clarity is power, right?
Yep.
Also there are knowing what you have access to as far as money goes, right? Like,
Mhm.
there's so many different types of loan programs out there for home buyers, first time buyers. A lot of people say that they don't feel like they can buy a home because they don't have a down payment. Well, if you
Right.
meet with a professional, maybe you qualify for a grant program, or maybe they can explore an old retirement account with you, or maybe there's some kind of money somewhere that you didn't really think about. And so,
Right.
again, gaining that knowledge and asking the right questions and answering the right questions, right? I mean, everybody is different, but knowing what you can do is the first step.
Right. Knowing your credit score and not just from some kind of online source. I think the biggest takeaway from all this is talk to a professional. But and again, so if you're talking to a professional like a lending broker, and again, a lending broker has a lot more options than just walking into the bank, and so they can explore what you don't know. And that goes with your credit, so they can have a lot better look at your credit and help put you on a plan that could get that up to where you want it to be and be faster.
Yeah. And I think also, like, thinking more long-term goal instead of short-term goal, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think you have to take risks, right? And I think that we don't, because of the fear. But if
Yeah.
you don't take the risk, you don't know exactly what you're going to get into. And that is scary. But, there's
Yeah.
no guarantees that interest rates are going to go down in a year. And then what do you think is going to happen with all those other people that were waiting? They're all going to suddenly join the marketplace again, and things are going to get a hell of a lot more expensive. And that is something to really consider. So taking a risk and getting in now could be a huge benefit to you. And again, like, talking to your professional advisor about what makes sense, so it's not as scary, is a huge benefit. And like, just remembering that, this home that you want to get into first, your first home, doesn't have to be your forever home.
The forever home thing doesn't even necessarily have to be realistic. Like if you, again, thinking long term, like, oh, I would love the house with a yard and wherever it is, fill
Mhm.
in whatever your goal
Right.
is. But like you're having awareness and clarity around your finances, and you just know that that's not there yet. Well, you still want to end up there.
Yeah.
And so like have that clarity. Oh, I still want to be in this area for X amount of years. Well, odds are you've lived in each place longer than you thought you would. I know when I've lived in an apartment, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be there a year, and then I was there 3.
Right.
So if you
Absolutely.
can afford the payment and be happy somewhere,
Mhm.
be happy there a chunk of years, go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, like readjusting what you're looking at, like
Yeah.
readjusting the focus and knowing that you're taking the leap into something that is only going to give you financial freedom later. Because I think that that is kind of the bottom line when people are struggling with money, you don't feel like you can or
Mm-hmm.
you're afraid to. So just really getting clarity on what you can do. And again, you can reach out to us anytime to talk these things through. We can refer you to professional financial planners and, of course, lenders that we have trusted relationships with. It's not necessarily our goal just to get you into a house. It
Mm-hmm.
is our goal to help you get clarity on what you can do.
Right, and help be an advisor in
Mhm.
that realm. Like your real estate's probably the biggest asset that most people will own, and so you should have a professional who can have your goals in mind.
Absolutely.
You have a financial planner, and that's kind of like what a realtor is with your
Mhm.
home.
Exactly. It's what we pride ourselves in. So thank you again for listening. Really appreciate you guys liking and subscribing, and please share your thoughts and
And share with
questions.
friends that may benefit from this.
Absolutely. Thanks again and have a good week.